I guess every young boy has his boyhood ambition, boyhood dream, and I had mine. When people asked me, I said I wanted to be a priest or a teacher or something, but underneath I had a secret ambition. I wanted to be a clown. I followed every circus that came to town. But actually, it took me until I was 47 years of age to achieve my ambition.
A circus takes the sorrow out of your heart and puts a smile on your face. A clown is someone loved by children of all ages. Our guest on today's Sacred Heart program is a man who is both a priest and a clown. He is Father John Naus, a Jesuit priest, a professor of philosophy, and a professional clown.
Now, there's nobody in kindergarten, are they? Who's in kindergarten? Are you in kindergarten? Okay, why don't we do this? Why don't we, first of all, would you like to make some animals?
Yeah.
What's the name of the zoo here in St. Louis?
St. Louis.
St. Louis Zoo, I guess that would be good. Okay, and what kind of animals are in the zoo?
Elephant.
Elephant, what else?
Bears.
Bears and giraffes. There are basically three types or kinds of clowns. One is the August clown. One is a tramp clown like Emmett Kelly or Charlie Chaplin. The third is a white-faced clown, and I'm a white-faced clown. When I put on the white, the first thing you have to make sure you do is to cover just those portions of the face where no other color is going to be applied. So I put that on fairly lightly, and then I smooth it out. After the white paint, the next thing that I apply to my face are two blue stars for eyes. They're in the shape of blue diamonds. Eventually, all these things have to be powdered down individually and outlined in a black pencil. After I put on the two blue stars for eyes, then I put on two yellow teardrops. The teardrops are meant to signify or to portray the suffering that comes into everybody's life, and more particularly as regards Christ and his passion and death. Pretty obviously, life isn't just composed of tears and sorrows and suffering, and therefore the next thing that I put on my face is a big red smile. This added dimension of the big red smile really portrays to me the resurrection of Christ. Somehow or other, he makes all of us into resurrection people who can have a smile on our face and hope in our hearts. The next thing I put on is a great big rubber nose, a red nose. It's the easiest thing to put on and the hardest thing to get off. That is, it was until I learned a little trick. In order to get the spirit gum off, I use eyelash bath. Now that's the liquid that ladies dip their false eyelashes in to get the glue off. But I feel rather embarrassed when I go up to the cosmetic counter at the department store and ask the girl for eyelash bath with my Roman collar on. Anybody see my big red nose?
Yeah.
Cindy, do you want to touch it? Real light now. Wow, let me touch yours. It did it. Does that run in the family?
No.
No. Often enough, people might wonder why the priest clown. Well, first of all, I figure that if I get fired from teaching philosophy, I can always fall back on being a clown. I can pick up my balloons and guitar and hit the road. But I do see a lot of similarities between my work as a priest and a clown. I believe that my work as a priest is to try to bring hope and joy and happiness to human beings. And I believe that's what a clown basically tries to do. They try to get you to put a smile on your face so that when you go out and face the problems of life, you can go out with a little more joy and hope in your hearts.
That's the way. That's it, share. That's the way. Everybody got a balloon now? Who doesn't have a balloon? Oh, wow. We'll have to make sure you get balloons. Okay. Okay, now. Oh, wow. Don't be afraid. They never break. Don't be afraid. No, they never break, so don't be afraid. Okay? How about, first of all, we'll make a dog with a hamburger in his stomach. Okay? Yeah, we'll make a dog with a hamburger in his stomach. Whoa! Oh, for heaven's sakes. Wow, you have to watch those balloons because they get away from you. We'll try that one again. Do you want to hold that one for me for a second? Oh, for heaven's sakes, what happened to that balloon? Wow. They don't always work. We'll try the hamburger again. Okay. So first we make the hamburger. We stuff that in there and we pull it off. Can you see the hamburger rolling around in there? Isn't that wonderful? A miracle. Wow. Okay, we'll do it real fast so it's sort of like magic, okay? Okay. All right, then we let it go. And see the hamburger in there rolling around? Yeah.
The two easiest groups to perform for and the most receptive are the elderly and then little tiny children. For children, I try to perform, make animals out of balloons, and then sing some of the songs that they know how to sing. Daddy's taking us to the zoo tomorrow, I'm being swallowed by a boa constrictor, I know an old lady who swallowed a fly, or songs like this one that I'll... And a clown shouldn't have to sing too well, so I always use that as an excuse, so I have them sing along. Hush, little baby, don't say a word, Papa's gonna buy you a mockingbird.
If that mockingbird don't sing, Papa's gonna buy you a diamond ring. If that diamond ring turns brass, Papa's gonna buy you a looking glass. If that looking glass gets broke, Papa's gonna buy you a billy goat. And if that billy goat won't pull, Papa's gonna buy you a carton bull. And if that carton bull turn over, Papa's gonna buy you a dog named Rover. If that dog named Rover won't bark, Papa's gonna buy you a horse and cart. If that horse and cart fall down, you'll still be the sweetest little baby in town. Give ourselves a hand for that. Great, good job, brilliant. Great, great, great.
I'll make one of my blue swans for you that will lay an egg. First thing we do is to make the two front legs of the swan. Tuck this in here. Some of the animals I make are a dog that has a hamburger in his stomach, a poodle dog, an octopus, a rabbit, a parrot, a halo, a devil's head out of red balloons. We tuck this in here, roll the neck a little bit.
Now watch what this swan is going to do. Blue swans always lay yellow eggs. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, find that out in National Geographic. Okay, now watch this swan lay the egg. Hey, let's give the swan a hand. Great.
I think Jesus told us what he thought of little children when he told the adults, unless you become like a little child, no way can you enter the kingdom of heaven. And that teaches us all something. And that's why I think that St. Pius X is probably one of the most popular of all modern saints. He was the one who gave Holy Communion to little children. And I think it pleases Jesus a great deal to come to little children.
Watch real carefully, and I'm going to make an octopus. You watch this now. How many legs does an octopus have? 2.
Oh, I thought you said
Okay, here's 2 legs, okay. We get 2 out of that. We get 2 blue legs. Now we're going to make a green legs, and then yellow. Okay, and watch now. I give this the last one. Let's hope it doesn't break. And guess who we're going to give it to? Ricky. How about it? Let's give him a hand. That's an octopus for Ricky.
People often ask me what my most rewarding experience has been as Tumbleweed the Clown, and that's sort of hard to say, but I do think that my most memorable experience is this one. A few years ago, I performed for a nursing home, and where there were a number of very, very ill people, old people. There was one old woman, I remember her name was Gertrude, and she had had a stroke and had been in the hospital for about a month. And in that time, she had not spoken one word because she had had a paralyzing stroke. So I went in and I acted very silly. I made animals out of balloons and played my guitar. Before I left, I put a halo, a yellow halo on Gertrude's head, and when I walked out, I said, "Goodbye, Gertrude." And very quietly, she said, "Goodbye." And I just about got tears in my eyes, as the nurses did in the room, because it was the first word that Gertrude had spoken since she had her stroke. Who's 4 years old? Wow, come on up here then. Chrissy and Vicki, come on up and we'll give you each a hat, okay? A little halo like an angel. If you stand over here, right here now, and then Chrissy will stand over here, and we'll put a halo on each one of you, okay? Let's give it to the little girl first, okay? There it is. There, you can turn around that way and go back now. I sometimes ask married couples, when is the last time that you've really sat down and had a good hearty laugh? Or really, when have you come in from dates that you've had now, parties that you've gone to, when you can really say that you've laughed as heartily as you did when you were going together before you were married? Because I really think that a smile really portrays a great deal of hope. And in counseling students, I know this, that when I see a student who can no longer smile, that's when I begin to worry. We have to make sort of a fuzzy tail like a poodle dog has. Twist that, one more like that, put that around there, and there's the poodle dog. We sent it out into the crowd. That's the way. Personally, the clown that I got to know best was Otto Griebling, who, as an older person, had lost his voice, but still performed with Ringling Brothers Circus. And one time when they performed in Milwaukee, he took me aside, and in the best way he could, even without his voice, he managed to whisper the words that he really wanted to make people happy, that somehow or other he hoped that when he went out into that ring and performed, that maybe he could send those people home with a little more joy and happiness and hope in their hearts. So I suppose that's why these last years of mine, I hope I have many years to come as a clown, but these last years have been perhaps my happiest years, because I've combined my work as a priest and as a clown. Somehow or other, I hope that maybe by being Tumbleweed the Clown, I've been able to bring more joy and hope, the joy and hope that Christ came to bring us into the lives of more people.
Write for your free copy of today's program entitled A Clown for Christ, number T1241. Send your request to the Sacred Heart Program, St. Louis, Missouri, 63108.